Hey, what is up everybody? Blades for here, and today for you guys another video, Persona 5X. Inside today's video, guys, we're going to be going ahead and using Haru as well as A6 freaking Ange inside of this video here. Yes, you heard it here. And I think this is the best way to kind of showcase A6 Ange, because at this point in time, I didn't know any other way of doing it, because she is a navigator at the end of the day. You guys have seen the other Navi videos, and it's kind of iffy to do it that way. So I said, screw it. Let's go ahead and showcase it while doing Guild Boss. This would be the best way to do it. So of course, if you guys enjoy these type of videos, be sure to sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. As always, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, really does help me out. And another thing, before we go further into this, I know some of you guys recently brought this to my attention in Discord, and y'all were about to go on this man's case. But if you see a channel called Technically Chills, bro, that is my editor. Okay, if you see thumbnails that look similar to mine, stuff like that, that's my editor. I do his thumbnails, he does my shorts slash the build guide thumbs, or at least the build guide what's called edits. So it's kind of a mutual agreement, thumbnails for edits, you know, just keep that in mind. Don't go off on the man. Y'all were trying to go for his throne in the worldwide server. Please don't do that to him. He's a good dude. But yeah, let's go ahead and get straight into it. So as I did say, we ended up doing a couple things off camera here. One of those things was A16 our Ange here. So this is technically a A6 showcase, while also being a just showcase for Haru slash the guild boss. So we're going to be taking down the guild boss, and the team that I'm going to currently be using is of course Haru, Ange, Matoi, with Summer, Moko. Now this is pretty much going to be the best one that I can possibly use. I've already done it a few times and each time has gotten better, so I'm hopefully going to try and do it again and make it even better. So currently we have the top 61 spot, which is pretty decent with a decent score as well. I'm gonna go ahead and refresh this here, and we're gonna be utilizing this as well. Now granted, if you guys are trying to copy this down to a T, it's gonna be really hard to do so, because you do need a lot of things that are not available free to play wise. So just enjoy the show for the most part. You don't have to try to copy this down. It's gonna be different for the players themselves as well. So this is mainly just for showcasing purposes. Now for me, what I've been using here has been Shiva, Dionysus, and Throne, mainly having everything perfect. Throne mainly meant for Matoi to actually get the technicals off. Dionysus being our crit rate buffer as well as our attack buffer, because we did get the thing for spending a certain amount of cash, and this actually is really good as well, not gonna lie. After utilizing it the first time, I feel like I can get even higher, so that's gonna be awesome. If you guys want to build Shiva though, you can get all of these skills perfectly for your Shiva, so do surely do take a look at this. I will probably have a Shiva video coming out very soon, but we got everything in order here. Everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and get straight into it. So this is going to be a huge deal. I haven't done like these type of showcases in a minute, because I don't really A6 everybody like that. I try to keep things in a balance little type deal, unless it's a character I really like, or a character that's really worth it. So for this here, you guys are going to see at least how I go about with doing this, in which we're just going to shield up, because doing this immediately, we want to try and keep everyone as good as possible while building up some of our highlight counter and making sure we don't kill too early. So let's go ahead and shield everyone up. Second turn, we're only going to attack, I think, like one time, and that's going to be with our Haru highlight. So after this is all done, everyone's already protected. We're already looking pretty good. Everyone's going to survive this. After doing this countless times, and usually I'm in the lounge VC doing this and actually testing it out, it is crazy, man. There's so much that you can get out of this here. And with Ange being A6, we actually are able to get a lot more stacks. As you can see, we have 14 instead of 12, and I think that actually can go up to 16. So we're actually doing a lot when it does come down to this. So let's go ahead and do our buff on Haru, making sure they're all healed, having everything perfectly around it here. And then for this first one, since we are on Wonder, let's go ahead and use our Throne, and we're going to use this one to get the technical off, and should be perfect here. Now on our turn, at least when we have this, we're going to go ahead and use Haru's highlight. We need to deal a little bit of damage while also building up the stacks that we do need with our gun at least move here. So perfect for us. Matoi, I think, would be, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and shield here. And Moko shield as well, and Haru shield. This should be enough damage. We don't want to do too much damage, because if we kill it too early, which we want to kill on the 4th round, we kill too early, our rotations are going to be out of whack. Everything's going to be a little bit weird, and we don't really want that to happen. So we have to kind of be careful with what we do here. So On our third time, or at least our third round, we're going to try and go to Dionysus, use the first skill, which is the actual one that comes with Dionysus itself. We use this on Haru. It's primarily going to help her out in the crit category, so keep that in mind. Now for at least Matoy, we can go ahead and use this skill 1, dealing a little bit more damage here, which is what we do need here. And at least preparing for the 4th turn, seeing that Matoy will be able to use her enhanced 3rd skill. So now that we have this, we're going to go ahead and use Moko's skill 2, preparing with the EHR, in which I noticed that you don't need that much EHR on Haru, especially with her buffs here. You guys don't know what I mean. Haru needs actually herself 150 EHR. Well, I don't have an EHR card on, and I'm missing a lot of EHR substats, and we are still at 189 EHR. So she can actually lose a lot of that in exchange for crit rate, attack, and just crit damage if you want. Defense ignore, all that type of stuff. She could most likely go ahead and utilize that as well. So we did, of course, our Matoy's first skill. We did our second skill for at least Moko. Let's go ahead and just use Haru's shield here, because I don't think we need to use anything. We really want to kind of save this all for at least the last round. So everyone's going to get shielded up. Everyone's looking pretty darn good. And seeing the 4th rounds here, this is where we start to make our move. So on the first part, we immediately are going to use Ange's first skill on Haru, getting those buffs on up, and then preparing for the weak round 1 here. So let's go ahead and do Ange's first skill. Make sure this is on Haru, and then we're going to immediately follow up with Shiva. So make sure this is up here. Use Shiva's highlight, which is going to be from Wonder, of course. So let's swap on over. Use Wonder's highlight here. And after this, we're going to use Rebellion with at least Dionysus, making sure she gets that crit damage, like huge buff, or at least our Haru gets that huge buff as well. So use this on Haru. Matoy is now going to go ahead and use her skill 3. And then with this, we'll be able to go ahead and pop off Moko's skill 3, which should not kill if I'm correct here. And then Haru can kill with the skill 1. Now we are a little bit low on damage if I remember correctly, so, or at least on our score than normal, but we'll see if we can get a little bit more than that. That was nearly 1 mil of just damage right there, so that's already freaking amazing to see that we're able to do that here. And then for the first round, this is where we have some fun. So we're actually going to use Ange's 3rd skill on Haru, making sure she gets that buff once again, the Wheel of Time buff. With this here, we can then use Wonder's Dionysus, in which you would normally use Terukaja, but since we have this skill, we're going to use Infinite Algorithm, which is an AoE skill that has some crazy buffs here. I guess it's what you would see from a pay to win skill, I'm not gonna lie. And then we're going to use Matoy's skill 1. Then we can go ahead and use the highlight, make sure we get that also off as a technical. So first, and then we can start to prepare Haru for her damage round. This is where we're gonna have so much fun, bro. Holy crap. Wait a minute. Use the skill 2, prep it, and this is why I feel like Haru's whole buff was way too much, because look at this, just off the skill 3. Ange in skill 3 with this, boom, 300k going to 1.8 million. Then with the follow-up should nearly be 2 mil, if not 2 mil. Yeah, the 1.9 mil right there. Actually insanity, seeing the increase of Ange as well as the increase of Haru's wholehearted buff here. Now for the second turn, what we're going to go ahead and do, we're going to use the skill 1, pop this on off, and then we're going to use both of our extra turns on Haru, making sure that it's going to follow the correct systematic way of actually utilizing her what is it called, her extra turns here. So let's go ahead and use this once. I'm going to go ahead and pop it off once again, and then we're going to use Shiva's first skill here. Getting our defense down, which is what we do need here. Matoy should have her skill 3 pretty much ready, so we can go ahead and use this as well for some extra damage. Then we're gonna have S Moko actually buff our damage even more so by using her skill 3. And now let's have some fun. So now we're gonna use Haru's gun. First hit should do, I think, 2 mil, right? Let's see. They're covering. Okay, so 2.1 mil, immediately going to 2.2 mil. And then we're going to pop off Ange's third skill here, buffing us once again with Wheel of Time. Pop off Haru's highlights, getting off more of that good old damage that we do need and love. And then we have 2 whole gun hits. So that already did 200k, doing 1.2 million. Going ahead and following up with another shot. Boom. Hitting us with a good old 2.8 mil, almost 2.9. And then hearing another one right here. Boom. And jeez, man, like what more can you ask for? Absolutely amazing. Almost 190 million freaking score, man. This character is insanity. And if I had a full 616, I'm not gonna lie, it'd be even crazier. This has been awesome. Showcasing Haru as well as showcasing Ange with this stinking thing in general has been utterly fun. I can't wait to do more little teams when it comes down to at least showcasing Ange a little bit more. But hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, please do smash that like button beforehand. Consider subscribing if you are new. I make daily videos of P5X all the time and just gonna keep on going from here. Until then, everybody, stay safe, stay sharp. Peace.